Welcome to Underexposed, unfiltered stories from the Carolina photo scene. I'm your host, longtime Columbia photojournalist Jeff Blake. Every few weeks I sit down with photographers who are shaping the way the city sees itself. Today we have Columbia, South Carolina photojournalist Sam Wolfe. This is Underexposed.
South Carolina, underexposed. We came to interview the camera host.
Hey, welcome everyone to the premiere episode of the Underexposed podcast, where I interview local Columbia, South Carolina photographers. With me, I've got Columbia, South Carolina photojournalist Sam Wolfe. How you doing today, Sam?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So how long have you been working in the Columbia, South Carolina market?
I have been working around Columbia since 2018. Got married and moved up here in early 2018.
Okay.
And have been doing it ever since.
Yeah, following the wife. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Good. What were you doing you were in Florida before that?
Yes. I worked for about 10 years at a newspaper down in Vero Beach. The Press Journal was the newspaper I was based out of.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for about 10 years. Worked for a school district for a brief period after that.
Mm-hmm.
And doing video work, and got married and moved up this way.
Yeah, sounds good. So let's just dive into the photos here. So looking at our first photo, we got a colorful image of Donald Trump and some other members of his staff, it looks like. Tell me what's going on in this photo.
This was from a town hall up towards Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
And he had just worked his way kind of past the crowd and was disappearing into the abyss, kind of behind where his town hall was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of like the abstractness of it, kind of the bright blue face,
mm-hmm.
kind of foreboding in the foreground, and kind of a red rim light around him.
Mm-hmm. The colors really make the photo, and the framing of him between the guy on the left and the guy and the lady on the right. Was that a Secret Service person on the left, or do you know who that was?
I believe so. Yeah, he was keeping everybody at bay, and the lady on the right was trying her best to get a signature or photo.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, she was pretty adamant.
What were the colored lightings? They just like up lighting around the edges of the room and stuff.
Yeah. They had these like blue can lights
mm-hmm.
kind of around the edge. You can kind of see a couple of them in the back that are pointed up, and there was just one that came up and kind of hit him square in the face.
Were you trying to go for that for the colored lights on their faces, or was it just a happy accident? Or
both maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I knew they were there, and I knew that it was doing something interesting. I didn't know if it was going to work or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to try and incorporate that as best as I could.
Yeah. And what year did you say this was? Which campaign was this?
This was from the most recent campaign.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yep. And as we're going through, I'm going to ask unrelated questions, questions unrelated to that particular photo and stuff, just kind of get to know you a little better. So what's the first photo you ever took that kind of made you feel like a photographer?
Oh,
do you remember? Put you on the spot.
That is so long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you can't think of anything, no worries. We'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I remember, and I was excited about it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, it's a very bad photo. It's a very boring photo.
Mm-hmm.
It was during an internship in High Point, North Carolina, at the High Point Enterprise.
Okay. And
it was a picture of crime tape up around a burned out building. I don't remember the specifics,
mm-hmm.
but I remember the photo editor came in and said that AP wanted it for some reason, and we had to send it to the Wire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh
yeah.
Oh my. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and that I hit big time, but it was a picture of crime tape around the building.
Hey, I'm sure it told the story. Yeah. All right, let's look at our next photo here. All right, so here we've got Nikki Haley in the background, framed by an American flag, and we've got a supporter in the foreground. Looks like he's Throwing up signs? Is that throwing up signs? That sounds funny.
Well,
Not in a gang way.
he was not a supporter. He was an
Oh,
opposer. He had just ripped his sign in half
gotcha.
and was, I don't want to say he was a plant, but
Hmm.
he had made a point to be there early, get a good seat in the middle,
Yep.
and kind of make a scene.
Hmm.
But I thought it kind of told the story of kind of her campaign in South Carolina
Hmm.
because she was rejected fairly heavily by South Carolina in that primary
Hmm.
against Trump, and just the how she was framed between the two pieces of the sign
Hmm.
and actually got her name showing. I thought it just worked.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, how did you see this moment coming, or was it
Nope.
just
No,
spot?
it's
Yeah,
happy accident.
nice, nice. I loved how the sign is in focus, and she's very clearly in the background. She's out of focus, but you could tell it's her. She's like you said, she's framed by the two pieces of the sign,
Right.
and the
Yeah.
flag frames it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. He had stood up, and I had focused on him as he was doing his little 2 second yell of whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
But the sign ripping, I didn't realize had happened until after the fact.
Hmm.
So all right, that works.
Yeah. Do you enjoy shooting politics? It's can be a tough business.
I strangely enough, I do. Like I hate politics,
Hmm.
but I enjoy covering it for some reason. I don't know why, but uh, I enjoy going on the stumps and covering it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go on to our next one here. All right, so we've got is this a comet?
Yeah, that was. Oh my gosh, I've completely blanked on the name of the comet, but
Yeah.
this is the one that was visible last year, and I had. Uh, this is down towards Tybee Island,
Hmm.
and I had gone to Savannah for a completely unrelated assignment, and I knew the comet was going to be visible for a few days, and I'm like, well, I'm down on the coast, so I
Hmm.
would try and find an interesting foreground to to incorporate in the photo with it,
Hmm.
and did some scouring around on Google Maps trying to find you know a pier or something that would appear in the right direction because I'm like
Hmm.
I need to shoot toward the west northwest, so I'm like analyzing maps trying to find a good spot, and uh, found this one pier on a map that was facing the right direction. It's hard to find a pier that goes toward the west when you're at the beach
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
because piers go towards the water.
Yeah.
And yeah, found it, and so I was photographing, and then this guy had gone out fishing,
Hmm.
and I'm like, all right, well, I'll try and incorporate it in.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then he opens up his phone, and so he ends up lighting his face up pretty
Hmm.
nicely, and
Yeah. Did he
uh,
seem aware that there was a comet behind him?
he had no clue.
Yeah.
He had no clue, and I
Right.
ended up walking out on the pier afterwards and talking with him and a buddy of his. I'm like, um, I showed him the pictures that I'd gotten of the two of them that were out there, and
Hmm.
they just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Oh
And
yeah.
I ended up filing these with Reuters, so they did make one of the wires.
Nice. And from a technical side, how are you shooting this? I imagine it's a pretty long shutter.
Yeah, this was probably around uh I want to say around 3 to 5 seconds
Hmm.
on a 70 to 200.
Yeah.
Um,
You on a tripod?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm shooting on a tripod.
Yeah. You shooting vertically or
Uh,
horizontally?
I did some of both. I think this
Hmm.
one was shot vertically though.
Nice. Nice. I know you like astrophotography. What draws you to astrophotography?
Um, I kind of enjoy just the challenge of it. There's something about going out in the dark, um, which is kind of the antithesis of all things photography because you need light
Hmm.
to to make an image.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just kind of like the challenge of it. And usually when you're out at night photographing stars or anything like that, there's a lot of solitude
Hmm.
and kind of quietness and turn the ringer on the phone off and uh, just get some time to yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Oh.
And
Hmm.
just
Go ahead.
I will correct myself. I just
Hmm.
pulled up the exposure info. That was a 1 second exposure
Okay.
at ISO 4000.
ISO 4000. Nice. And
Yeah.
are you using AI noise reduction and stuff in photos like this, or did this predate that?
I believe this predated that.
Hmm.
I know there's in-camera noise reduction, in-camera long exposure noise reduction
Hmm.
on most of the Canon models now, and I believe that's what this was.
I've never used that before. Is that pretty effective?
Um, yes, it can be pretty effective. The manufacturers seem to know how to best reduce their own noise because they
Hmm.
know how
That makes
all
sense.
everything works.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So we got some, looks like fireflies. Is this at Congaree or?
of course, I mean you can't live around Colombia and call yourself a photographer if you've never tried to photograph.
Well, I'm not a photographer because I've never tried it. I've tried to
Oh
get
my
on the
God.
lottery a few times, but I can never get in the lottery.
Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that.
Right.
That when I first moved up here, um, my wife had told me about the fireflies out there, and uh, so went out there the first year, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Hmm.
So for the next couple years, I would go out several nights a year when they were making the fireflies were making their appearance,
Hmm.
um, and it was something I looked forward to every year. And then COVID happened, and the park was shut down. And the very next year, you have to enter the lottery,
Hmm.
and I have not been back out since.
Right. Yeah. So,
Um,
so let's talk about the how you did this technically. It looks like I'm sure you're on a tripod. It looks like it's very low to the ground though.
yeah, it's on a very small, almost like tabletop tripod.
Okay.
Um, and uh, usually I'll start taking photos as soon as I can get exposures at least around 5 to 10 seconds long.
Hmm.
You can start with much shorter exposures, but it's harder to get any number of actual illuminations
Hmm.
in the photo. Um, and I'll stay out usually until there's no more ambient light left.
Hmm.
If it's if there's no moon up and the only light is the fireflies, it doesn't actually make for great photos.
Okay.
It's just blackness.
Yeah.
Um, and so any surrounding, you have no information about where you're actually at.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you
most of
need
the,
something in the foreground.
yeah, exactly. This particular image was a 90-second exposure, so
Oh wow.
a minute and a half,
Okay.
at ISO 3200.
Hmm.
And I remember this was one of the first times I used my 85 1.2,
Hmm.
and that narrow aperture helps to get those nice big out of focus balls.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you had a real narrow aperture, but that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the. It's interesting how they kind of make patterns. I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but
Yeah.
you think that's the same firefly? Just going
Yes.
along. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And like the big out of focus circles there, how they kind of make a loop. That
Hmm.
is that is one that was, if I'm not mistaken, started near me and was flying away
Oh,
and kind of does this kind of like arc.
that's cool.
Um, but you end up having to take hundreds or thousands of frames to get one that does like
Right.
where the bug does anything interesting.
That's funny. Have you ever composited photos together, like You know, there's a
I-
few on the left here, a few on the right here, all composited together.
Um, I've for video purposes done stacking before,
Hmm.
where you can kind of make this like time lapse kind of thing out of still images.
Hmm.
Um, because normally if you're shooting video, you're still talking, you know, 24 frames a second.
Hmm.
But you actually have to shoot stills if you want to get like long exposures of them in the video.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you'll shoot for an hour for 5 seconds worth of video.
Yeah. Hey, but it's a great 5 seconds.
It is. It is fun to be out there.
Yeah. How many attempts? How many times did you have to go out there before you finally kind of locked down your process?
Um, Probably a year or two. I mean,
Yeah,
like it's an evolving.
a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, there's a ton of trial and error with it,
Hmm. Yeah,
and luck, and more luck than anything.
yeah. Hey, luck. What is it about luck and preparation? Yada yada yada.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we have a helicopter over a flooded neighborhood. What do we have going on here?
This was during Hurricane Katrina
Hmm.
in New
So we're
Orleans.
going back to the film days,
Um,
or
no, this was digital. This was shot on a D1.
okay. Oh yeah, Nikon D1. I
Yeah,
remember that camera. That was the first kind of newsy digital camera that I ever used, at least.
yeah. Yeah. First readily available
Hmm.
digital camera that actually had a screen on the
Yeah,
back
yeah. I had the NC
that
2000
did.
before that, but that was awful.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
Those $15,000, no removable battery.
Hmm.
Yeah, those.
No screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tiny files. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
so where were you? Are you on a rooftop somewhere else, or?
I am in another helicopter.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And how'd you arrange
Um,
that?
um, so I was living and working in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and they have a large Coast Guard base there. And after Katrina went through New Orleans, they sent down a C-130 full of supplies from Elizabeth City to Louisiana.
Hmm.
And I flew down to get the stuff getting dropped off, and I was able to talk my way into like their command center that they had set up in Alexandria,
Hmm.
Louisiana.
Okay.
And then I was able to, after a day, talk my way on to a Coast Guard jet that was flying down to Air Station New Orleans, which was running rescue missions, but didn't like it was running on generators. They did not have full power at the base or anything like that. Um, and so I stayed and lived at the Coast Guard base for a couple days and was fortunate enough to be able to get on a uh, helicopter, HH-60 Jayhawk, and go out and go on some rescues with them.
Hmm.
And there's a ton of air traffic because there's a lot of other helicopters that are doing rescues. And I mean, we're not more than a couple hundred yards away from this one.
Yeah.
Um, we're lifting somebody up at the same time that we're watching somebody else getting lifted off the
Oh
roof.
wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So this guy, he had been up in his attic, I assume, and cut a hole in the roof, or?
Yeah. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Because
Hmm.
that was a common thing down there. People having to kind of break through their attics,
Hmm.
to get out onto roofs
That's wild.
to get picked up. It was a extremely surreal experience, and
Hmm.
um, makes you feel how fortunate you are uh, to have what you have.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when it's surreal when you're coming from another kind of another part of the country and you're just kind of plopped right in the middle of it, and you're just like all of a sudden you're in the situation.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice sunny day when I left Elizabeth City, and there was no flooding or anything else. And then,
Right.
a couple hours later, you're up in a helicopter and seeing all this flooding and destruction. Um, and Elizabeth City is no stranger to hurricanes. We got
Hmm.
hit by them a number of times, Isabel and Floyd and some other ones, but this was much worse than anything that we had ever experienced.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a powerful image.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, we have looks like an athlete crying, maybe on draft day. Is that what's going on? Or
That indeed is what it is. That is G.G. Jackson,
yeah.
former Gamecock player. Um, and this was on his draft night. And this is him on the phone with, I believe, the general manager. And he had obviously gotten a bit emotional. It was a longer night than I think he and most people had anticipated.
Hmm.
But he was very grateful once he got his call.
Yeah.
It was after midnight before he ever got drafted,
Hmm.
which most people did not expect.
Where did
But
he ended up getting drafted, and what position did he get
um,
drafted?
he ended up going to the G League. Let's see.
So after the second round, or
Yeah, he was the 45th pick
okay,
of the draft. It was the 2023 NBA draft,
okay,
and he went to the Grizzlies.
that's right. And where is this taking place?
This is in one of the club rooms at Williams Bryce Stadium.
Okay.
When,
Eh,
um, Go ahead.
yeah. How'd you get this access? You're right up close to him with the wide. You don't see any
Yeah,
other media around you. Maybe they're behind you or whatever. But
yeah. So I was freelancing for the state newspaper, and there was a good amount of media there that night. Um, mostly TV media, but a couple still shooters as well. Myself, and then uh, some of the creative team from USC was there.
mhm.
Um, this was after kind of like the initial reaction where everybody's kind of like celebrating and hooting and hollering
Yeah.
and everything, and most of the TV crew kind of focused on that part.
Mhm.
And um, after I don't know, 30 seconds or something, he'd kind of gotten up and kind of walked off just a little bit and was still on the phone.
Mhm.
And uh, I was able to get up close and had a clean background of him and
Yeah.
without a bunch
Yeah. The
of
background's beautiful.
yeah,
You got a finger pointing right at his head, and you got
yeah,
the cool red
yeah.
backdrop and stuff. Yeah. How is it shooting people when they're emotional like this? I'm sure he had mixed feelings. He was happy and upset that he slipped so far in the draft.
Yeah, it it varies. It can be very tough because you're like this person. If they're crying, it's either like one of the best moments or one of the worst moments.
Right.
Um, and I don't know. It can still be tough dealing with knowing that you know, am I exploiting this person or something
Hmm.
like that? There is um, a thought process that goes into it. Um, I don't know how you weigh that though.
Yeah.
It
It's just
it
part of the job.
yeah, it's just part of the job. I think if you don't have any thoughts about it, if it doesn't make you question a little bit,
Hmm.
then maybe you should step back a little for
Right.
a little while. Like,
100%. Yeah.
yeah. But if you do have to take pause, then I
Hmm.
think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very storytelling, and it's a very beautiful image. And that's what
Yeah.
we're going for.
And he's living his best life now. He's doing good with
For sure.
Memphis, so I'm
Yeah.
sure he's fine with it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It's a great photo. All right. All right. So tell us about the blimp here.
So this is when I was living down in Florida, and I had gone up to shoot some aerials, and I don't even remember what they were of in Vero Beach.
Hmm.
And while I'm up flying around, I could see that there was a blimp of some sort that was flying around the next town south of us,
Okay.
which is Fort Pierce. And I'm like, what in the world is that thing? And I'm not paying the airline bill, for the for the charter flight. So I'm like, let's fly down there.
Right.
And the closer we get, I'm like, the more confused I get. And
Yeah.
finally, we had been kind of looking at it kind of from behind a little bit.
Hmm.
And then we fly around the front, and I'm like, I have no idea what is going on,
It's a minion.
but I love it. And um, yeah, just completely serendipitous. Just
Hmm.
how often are you up flying in a plane and you see a Despicable Me blimp that's
Right.
flying around nearby?
Yeah. Do
Um,
you try to incorporate humor into your photography where you can?
yeah, I do. If you can make something kind of visually interesting, like if you can show absurdity,
Hmm.
uh, I think it's a fun thing to be able to do.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
this was, a giant one-eyed minion blimp.
That's great.
Even just saying that just kind of makes you like roll your eyes. Um, and kind of working in some placement so you can tell what town it is
Hmm. Right.
if you live there.
Yeah. If it was just
Um,
the empty sky in the background, it'd be kind of boring. But yeah, having it framed right above the bridge and above the river and everything, and with the
right.
with the apartments or hotels in the foreground and everything, that really makes it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we got someone dunking and their face is obscured by the ball. Who do we have here?
Um, I believe that was Josh Gray.
Yep, I
Um,
think you're right. Yeah.
and he was going up for a dunk.
Hmm.
And
I think he
again,
had like three his whole career.
yeah, yeah. 330. What? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a big boy.
Hmm.
Um, but kind of again going on that like absurdity,
Hmm.
hubris. His head is a basketball,
Yeah.
and uh, uh, there's some people look at it and say, "Well, his face is completely blocked out."
Hmm.
I'm like, no, his head is a basketball. Like,
Right. Yeah, we've shot so much basketball, so many dunks. It's when you can see something different, yeah, it really catches the eye. Uh, Dunks can be extremely boring. They sound like they're the most exciting photograph you can get, but a lot of them are pretty boring. So it's
oh,
definitely nice to
absolutely,
get something different.
absolutely, and you know, anytime you can shoot something mundane in a different way or get a different image from something that happens
Hmm.
all the time,
Yeah.
um, it it's a great thing.
Where does sports photography rank in things you enjoy photographing?
I love it.
Hmm.
Working in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, which I'm sure nobody's ever heard of because it is
Hmm.
a very small town, and um, working down in Vero Beach, Florida. These are not hotbeds for sports and sports photography. Like,
Right.
there's no big D1 schools.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, Elizabeth City was home to ECSU, which is a
Yeah.
CIAA school. But as far as large gyms with good lighting,
Hmm.
um, for the majority of my career, uh, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, so when I moved up here in 2018, um, I was maybe hoping that I could get some of that, and
Hmm.
it took a little while before I started doing some sports freelance. Um, but it has been I've been like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it because it was something that for the first 20 years of my career I didn't have access to. Um, Occasionally, you know, I would get to like an NFL game with down in Miami,
Hmm.
or I did cover the national championship football game one year, but that was because there was like a local kid that played for Notre Dame.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a school we covered, it was more
Hmm.
trying photograph on this one athlete.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's been really nice to be able to cover a school regularly,
Hmm.
um, where where you actually know who the players are.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the teams are actually good.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Not
Right.
the men so much, but the women, sometimes
Yeah.
football.
Hey, both the men and women are both undefeated in basketball right now.
That is
So
true. That is true. All right, let's see what we got next. All
do
right, so yeah, so on our screen we're looking at it looks like a bus shot by a drone photo through fall foliage. Talk about this photo.
Yeah. So I had just gotten my first drone a few years ago, and I had gone up to the mountains to try and photograph some of the leaf change.
Hmm.
And um, has was looking along this road kind of while I'm up in the air, and I'm trying to figure out something to make it look interesting. And a car would come through every now and again. And initially, I just kind of like the curve of the road, kind of had a graphic element to it. And then I saw from uh, looking down the road a ways that there was this big yellow bus coming
Hmm.
down. And I'm like, big yellow bus, bright yellow trees. I thought the color just worked well together. And when it came through, there was an opening in the trees, so I was able to get a couple of shots off
Hmm.
while it's going down the street.
Yeah. And what do you like about drone photography?
I think it's just a new way of looking at things. You go through most of your lives and everything you see is from ground level, and it's just a convenient way to give a new perspective on something. Yeah.
Yeah. That leads us into another drone photo. What do we have here?
That is a shark swimming along shore down near Stewart, Florida.
Okay.
It's swimming around near some reef that's just offshore down there.
Yeah.
And during the summer, the when the ocean lays down, you get some really clear water, and there's all sorts of things you'll see swimming by:
Hmm.
sharks, manatees, you
Yeah.
know, rays, and all that kind of stuff. And just thought it made for an interesting image with this obviously some sort of man-made structure laying on the bottom
Hmm.
that's decaying,
Yeah.
and the shark, and it's probably 5 feet of water right there.
Oh well.
Yeah.
How far from shore is it?
um 50 yards maybe.
Okay, so not far at all.
Yeah,
Wow.
not far at all.
What is swimming alongside the shark behind it?
It's probably some jacks or something,
Okay.
that will oftentimes uh trail sharks
Hmm.
and pick up scraps.
Yeah. It's a beautiful photo.
Thanks.
The color of the water and it's framed by that whatever that structure is and the reef and everything. It's
Sure.
really cool
And it's one of those things that, you know, I'm sure there were people along the beach that had no idea that he was
for
up.
sure.
And
Would be terrified to know.
right.
Oh, cool! Another drone photo. What do we
Yeah.
have here?
Um, so this is a pier into the Indian River Lagoon that uh, unless you're above it, you don't know it's there,
Huh.
because you're driving along. It's just like, okay, well,
Hmm.
it's somebody's dock that goes out into the water,
Yeah.
and
So this is a privately owned dock.
yes, that's
Okay.
privately owned.
Nice.
And was up doing some aerials, and I was like, wait a minute, what is going on over here?
Hmm.
And once you get above it, you notice that it's this rainbow of colors.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm like, unless you live there or you're flying over, you never know it exists.
Hmm. That's funny.
Um,
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this the straight down drone photo.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always like that perspective. Ah, here we go. Is this a drone photo too?
This is my Triton sub photo. No,
Nice. Yeah.
no. One thing I got into living down in Florida was scuba diving,
Hmm.
and I was very, very fortunate that when I took the job down there, shortly afterward, they actually paid for my scuba certification.
Okay.
Um, because they had a photographer on staff that would do some underwater stuff, and he left, and my photo editor knew that I was I was about all things the ocean. Like,
For sure.
if I was either kayaking or fishing, any day I was off. Um, and they offered to pay for scuba certification so I could take underwater photos, and I said
Nice.
yes, please.
Yeah.
And I never looked back. Um, so
Are
yeah,
you lighting this at all? Do you have
yes,
a? Okay.
this is lit with two strobes. Um, this is shot. I believe this one was shot on a 5D Mark II.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I love the 5D Mark II.
yeah, in a Ica housing with a couple strobes, and
Are
this is
they
just
on the body, or are they on the body
no,
of the?
they're on arms that kind of you can manipulate and pull them closer
Okay,
together, further out.
gotcha.
Um, yeah, so it's off camera. It's connected to the camera, but it's
Hmm.
off. They're tethered.
Yeah,
Uh,
you don't want that red eye in the fish.
exactly. Yeah,
Good.
they'll ask for a refund. It's yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, uh,
What kind of a creature is this?
this is a green moray eel.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
Dangerous at all, or?
you don't want to get bitten by them, but they're not gonna just like swim
Hmm.
out and start attacking you or anything.
Okay.
Like
Is is he reacting to you?
uh, he's looking at me, but the reason his mouth open is like that's just how they breathe. Like if you just
Okay.
sit and watch them, there's kind of a meme of like an eel always looks like he just told a joke and he's waiting for you to laugh. Like
Right.
ah
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so
Yeah. That's cool though.
um, yeah, but it's
How deep down were you?
we. I'm just gonna ballpark and say
Hmm.
60 feet. Most of
Okay.
the reefs down there are either around 50 to 60 or
Hmm.
80 to 90 feet.
Okay. How long
But
can you stay down there?
um, usually about 45 minutes.
Okay. See, good long time.
Yeah, yeah. And you'll
Nice.
just kind of drift over the reef on the bottom and kind of look for, you know,
Hmm.
fish or eels or whatever that are hanging out.
And are you weighted down so you don't just float to the top?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually the larger you are, the more weight you have to carry. And that's all I'll say about that.
Right. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Nice. All right. What do we have here? Looks like we got Joe Biden and some BC students. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. This was during a forum over at Benedict College a few years ago, and they had this was during the Democratic primary, and they had uh, I want to say eight of the candidates come through
Hmm.
and individually like speak with students, do Q&As and that kind of thing. Um, and I believe Biden was one of the last ones to come through.
Hmm.
This is when he was still in the race against running against uh, uh, Kamala Harris
Okay.
and all.
The first campaign.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
during the first campaign. Um, so this is before he had won uh, his first uh, election at the top of the ticket.
Hmm.
Um, and again, for whatever reason, I enjoy covering politics and just watching the interaction
Yeah.
of politicians with the electorate.
Hmm. Nice. It's a nice photo. Well lit. It's got some
Thanks.
nice light on it. Oh, this is cool. Talk about this photo.
So this is over on the lower Saluda,
Okay.
and uh, I got in the habit. I think it was the first summer I was here of taking my kayak down there and doing some trout fishing and some other things. And I started noticing on the weekends, and especially in the summer, there were rope swings that would just start popping up.
Huh.
And if it was a very hot day, there would be a line of teenagers and college age kids waiting to use these rope swings, and it was just
Okay.
one after another.
They're swinging out from the shore.
Yeah, swinging out from the shore and landing in the middle of the river,
Hmm.
and it just looked like a lot of fun. So I went over there a number of times, uh, just to photograph this tradition of jumping into the local watering hole,
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
How many
and
times did you have to try to get him framed up in between, somebody framed up in between those two lines of trees?
um, I'll just say a few.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there were times where like I'd get them separated nice and clean, but like they're like curled up like a cannonball or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like you want to have some limbs of some sort, something.
At least three
Uh,
limbs. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For anyone listening, this isn't an accident. This is completely deliberate framing to try to get this individual in
yeah,
between this empty space.
yeah, you want the separation. You don't want like him like merging into one of the trees
Hmm.
or something like that. So
Yeah.
you go through a lot of frames and
Hmm.
looking at the back of the camera to see, was that the one? No. Was that the one? No.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. It's a beautiful image.
thank you.
Right before sunset, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was.
Nice.
It might have even been just after because it's
Hmm.
super
It's
late in
dark.
the evening. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is cool. Talk about this one.
Sure. This was down in Fort Pierce, Florida, um, the same town as the Minion Blimp photo from
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah.
Um, and this is part of the annual Christmas parade that goes down. I believe it's Indian River Boulevard.
Hmm.
And I was trying to, I don't want to say imitate, but pay an homage
Hmm.
kind of to the Corona beer commercial.
Oh yeah. The Christmas
The
ones.
the palm tree with the Christmas lights,
Hmm.
um, just kind of trying to capture that kind of quintessential Florida,
Yeah.
kind of
That's
with
definitely the
that,
first thing I thought of.
um, kind of play off the juxtaposition of it's a holiday that's typically cold, but
Hmm.
we're palm trees and
Yeah. We're in Florida, so it's a little different.
yeah, and I'm sure I'm wearing flip flops. So
And you even got the moon up there. That's cool.
yep,
Yeah, got a little astro photography in there too.
you know,
Yeah. Is that Venus popping out there?
it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. This is
Nice.
this is before I had started looking into astronomy that much, but
Hmm. Yeah.
now I can't go outside and look at the sky without being like, oh yeah, there's Jupiter that's up over there. Or
Yeah. That's a beautiful shot.
thank you.
Oh, here we go. What's this?
This was not shot on a drone.
Thank God.
um, this was a preview shot for an air show, and
What's that mean? A preview shot?
um, the um, the air show will a lot of times um, do kind of demonstrations in the days leading up to an air show,
Okay.
and sometimes the local media will work alongside them, like, hey, can we go up when you're doing one of your displays or whatever, flying over the
Hmm.
coast,
Okay.
to kind of preview the upcoming event, like, hey, this is coming this weekend, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
And we had gotten permission to fly in a fifth plane, as they were kind of doing formations and putting
Hmm.
out trails coming down the coast.
Is the plane you're in, is that also doing, is that part of the
No,
demonstration also, or is it just for you?
no. This was kind of a media plane kind
Okay.
of thing. Uh, and it's always fun to fly in a plane with the door open, you know?
Yeah, that was my next question. Are you strapped in to while you're shooting out the door, or?
Yeah, yeah, we are tethered, so we can't go skydiving.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. Yeah,
Um,
the guy in the first plane there looks like he's looking directly at you. That's funny.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they always look when they're doing this kind of thing, like they're looking
Hmm.
at the plane that they're kind of behind. So if you see him looking at us,
Okay.
and the guy in the blue plane is looking at the yellow or at that black plane, and
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
so on and so forth.
Yeah, and kind of similar to the blimp, this would be a lot less exciting if it was just, a blue sky in the background, having the beach and
Yeah,
everything in the
exactly.
background really
Yeah,
really composes it.
yeah. You don't want to just here's a plane against a bright blue sky.
Exactly.
Here's the bottom of a plane.
Right. No, it's a cool shot.
Thanks.
I love the contrails. All right, here. What do we have here?
This was a dance at a senior living facility. Um, and this is in Elizabeth City, home of that Coast Guard base.
Hmm.
And what they would do is they would have kind of the young coasties come in and dance uh, with the folks that are living at this senior living facility.
Hmm.
And everybody really seemed to enjoy, like, it was just one of these like quintessential small town, everybody helping each other out, uh, kind of scenarios. The coming in to make everybody feel good.
Hmm.
And it was a tradition they had for a while, I believe, where they would come in and visit, um, and just kind of, the juxtaposition of youth and not as youth.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
So
and talk about the camera technique of dragging your shutter and using your flash to
sure.
freeze the foreground.
Right. It was not a extremely well lit venue. I'll just say that.
Hmm.
There's a couple scattered incandescent lights. Um, and I did have to use some flash on it to kind of freeze everything.
Hmm.
But I did run a longer shutter speed to kind of get some movement, some blur in it,
Hmm.
uh, to kind of show that everybody's active and dancing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that adds a lot of motion to the scene. It kind
yeah,
of kind of makes the photo, I think. Yeah. It
and
it'd be you'd
obviously,
still have that juxtaposition, but you wouldn't have the motion without the blur in the background.
right. And I don't know, I kind of love just the look of the guy's face too, the kind of like lip biting, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it was a very fun night.
Nice. I like that. Okay, here we go. What do we got here?
It's the wettest football game I ever
Yeah,
photographed.
I've photographed some rainy games, but I don't think anything like that.
Yeah. I believe this was a playoff game between Sebastian River High School and I forget who they were playing. And I was driving up and I fully expected this. I shouldn't even be driving up. This game is going to be canceled.
Yeah.
Uh, and I get there and there's no lightning.
Right.
So we're playing. And, you know, as you know, working sidelines of football games, usually we've got, multiple cameras on us and we're marching up and down the field, kind of like chasing the action.
Hmm.
And this was not one of those days. This was, I'm going to bring one camera,
Hmm.
and I'm, uh, I did carry an umbrella, uh, and I was wet from the waist down, like 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 I went swimming
Yeah.
afterwards.
What are you using to protect your camera and lens?
Uh, at the time, I believe I was using an Aquatech
Hmm.
um, lens hood kind of thing,
Yeah.
whatever you call rain gear.
Hmm.
And they work well for the most part, but there does come a point when it's like everything is still just getting waterlogged.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. When
so
it's that wet, there's only so much you can do.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was absolutely miserable. Um, but in hindsight, it was kind of fun,
Yeah.
and it was company owned gear at the time.
Heck
So
yeah.
hey,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a lot less willing to do something like that when it's my own gear.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
All right, what do we have here?
This was Williams Bryce, a night that many Gamecock fans still like to relive. I believe this is the win over Tennessee
Hmm.
um, back in 22.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think
that
it was
sounds right.
22.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah, I'm
Shane.
down there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, this is Shane Beamer pumping his fist up in the air after the crowd of thousands has rushed the field.
Hmm.
After we put up, yeah, I'll just say we covered the spread.
Yep.
We,
I think Tennessee was favored by like 25 or 30 points, and South Carolina ended up blowing them out by about 30 points, if I remember right.
yeah, yeah, it was no idea how or why or
Hmm.
the stars aligned, and
Yep.
yeah,
You even got the police officer cheering.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It
That's
was,
funny.
and those field rushing situations, uh, they can
They can
they're
be scary.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real scary.
they're es- especially if you're carrying gear.
Hmm.
Um, because if you're in the middle of the field, you're not going anywhere.
No.
You, yeah, you have to wait.
Yeah. Yep. You're not leaving until they're leaving. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. After a few of them, the most recent one after Tennessee, I went up to the concourse level and shot it from above and um, didn't risk my life. But you don't get faces like that doing that.
No, no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
maybe next time I'll try it, but
Hmm.
it was fun to be on the field for one or two of these. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I'm not a college kid anymore, so
Me either. Yeah. So we have a Tommy Lasorda here. So this must be a fairly old photo. Talk about this one.
yeah, this is down in Vero Beach, which used to be the spring training, home of spring training for the Dodgers.
Hmm.
They played at Dodger Town at Holman Stadium, and this was kind of their St. Patrick's Day game, kind of
Okay.
hence the green hat.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was the final year that they came there for spring training.
Okay.
Uh, so it was a time. It is a time gone by.
Hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a baseball nut, so I love slices of baseball history like this. He was definitely a character. He still is. He's alive, but no longer managing, of course. But yeah, he's definitely a character.
yeah, yeah,
He
he
is still
was.
alive, right?
Um,
I think so.
I don't know.
I think he is. Yeah. No, that's a great photo.
Editor's note: he is not.
Oh, he is not live. Okay. Yep. Rest in peace, Tommy. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this is beautiful. Speaking of beautiful astro photography. Oh man, tell me about this.
This was a rocket launch down in Florida again. And this was shot in a small little area called Wabasso. And if you live anywhere near the coast in Florida and it's clear, you can see a rocket launch.
Hmm.
Like, they're all taking flight from Cape Canaveral, uh, but you can be all the way down in Miami or in Jacksonville, and you can still watch them.
Hmm.
And uh, this area was probably, I'll call it 80 to 100 miles or something like that away from the Cape, but it looks like it's just over the hill over
Oh
there.
yeah, it really does.
Um, and this was right at dusk or a little after dusk, so there is a little bit of light still in the
Hmm.
sky.
Yeah, especially on the left side, it looks like.
Yeah, and where you see the kind of like that smokiness start, that's where the rocket exhaust actually went into the sun.
Oh, okay.
So
So the
it
sun is lighting it up.
yeah, the sun is lighting up. It's like it's dark on the ground, but it has reached an elevation where the sunlight is hitting it again.
Okay. That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah. So it's
So obviously some planning went into this to frame it up perfectly, where you've got the reflection on the water and you've got the rocket, the takeoff in the left part of your frame, and
right.
it's filling up the middle part of your frame. So
Yeah,
talk about that a little bit.
sure. There's no shortage of rocket launches up there, especially now. It used to
Hmm.
be, kind of like space shuttles, and that was about it. And then there was the shuttles and some Atlas rockets, and now it's, there's a SpaceX launch every couple of weeks.
Yeah. Is
And
that what this is, SpaceX? Did you say?
um, I would need to go back and yeah, it is a SpaceX launch, but
Hmm.
I don't remember if it was a Starlink or yeah, I
Gotcha.
don't remember what they were carrying, but it was a SpaceX launch.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, so I knew at what angle north the launch pads were. Like I could use the compass on my phone and be like, okay, well, I know the launch pad is going to be between those two pillars under the bridge.
Hmm. Okay. That's
Um,
right, because it'd be very easy to have it blocked off by one of those pillars.
right, right. Um, and so this is a spot that I had scoped out a few times, and I have photographed a few launches uh, from this location. Um, because it faced due east, and
Hmm.
depending on the trajectory of the rocket, it could either sometimes it would go all the way across the frame if it was headed more south.
Okay.
This one kind of ended up more in the middle.
Hmm.
No two were the same.
Okay.
It was I'm sure I could have looked up the information about the trajectory beforehand
Hmm.
and known what it was going to do, but it was kind of
Yeah.
a fun accident each time.
And it looks like you've got some movement in the stars, so obviously this is a real long exposure. How long do you think it was?
This is probably about 3 minutes.
Okay. How many minutes until you start seeing movement in the stars? Like 1 minute
Um,
or 2 minutes or?
no, it depends on what lens you're using. If you're using a wide angle,
Uh-huh.
you can run for longer than a
Oh,
long,
okay.
a long lens.
Okay, interesting.
If you put a 70 to 200 on your camera and run a exposure that's 4 or 5 seconds,
Hmm.
you're going to see star movement.
Okay.
It also depends on what part of the sky, like due east and due west, the stars move a lot faster.
Ah,
If you're facing north and south, they appear to move slower because
okay.
they're not having to move as far.
That makes sense.
Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a beautiful image.
thanks.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Talk about this.
Um, Again, kind of with my kind of love of going out at night to take photographs. Um, Florida's great for a lot of things, thunderstorms being one of them.
Hmm.
And any night that during the summer, there could be thunderstorms between where I lived and around the Bahamas, and you can just watch it lightning uh, and storming on any
Hmm.
given night. Um, what was nice though is if you could get a storm that was kind of like moving up the coast about 5 or 6 miles off, where you're not getting rained
Right,
on,
that's the
but you
trick.
can. But yeah, but you can watch all these lightning bolts that were dropping.
Hmm.
And one thing I liked about this one is like the lightning appears to be like in front and behind these clouds. Like there's layers to it.
For sure, yeah.
So it's in front of some of the clouds behind,
Hmm.
and I just like the color of it. And,
Yeah, it's really cool. I love the layer of clouds right above the horizon, and then you've got the wispy clouds in the middle and the dark in the back, and then the lightning just working their way through it. Are you using, I don't know what they're called, but the device where it automatically takes a picture when it detects a lightning flash, or are you just doing this manually, or?
no, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Okay. So so you're just
Uh,
doing a long exposure and hoping you get a flash during that time?
yes,
Okay.
yes, that's exactly what it is. It's a game of kind of like the Fireflies. It's
Hmm.
luck. You just have to have the shutter open at the right time
Hmm.
and for the right thing to
Are you doing
happen.
it on bulb? Or are you setting a time? Or
I would usually set it for, I don't know, 5, 10 seconds
hmm.
or whatever, and just lock it down and have it shoot and
Yeah.
shoot and shoot.
Are you
Uh,
using a remote trigger, or are you just pushing the button?
Um, I'm I have it locked down,
Hmm.
so it'll keep shooting without me having to push the button.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, um, Actually, on this one, I'm not sure if that was the case, though. On the 5D Mark IIs, I don't think it had an intervalometer, so I might have had to keep
Hmm.
pushing the button
Yeah,
on these. I know on the newer ones, you can just hit go and it'll just keep shooting
continuously.
continuously. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful shot. You got that framed on the wall somewhere?
No, I don't
You
actually.
should.
No.
Here's another beautiful one.
So this was a space shuttle launch. This was
Okay.
not a
Oh
rocket.
wow, we're going
This
way
was,
back.
yeah, this is way back. Um, and one of the first shuttle launches I was able to watch when I went down there, shot from the top of a bridge. And this is uh, a little while before sunrise. You can see the horizon to the right is starting to brighten up uh, from the sunrise. So this is,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's 5 o'clock in the morning or
Okay,
5 or something like that.
early
Um,
riser.
yeah, I love mornings. um, and one thing that was interesting about this one was, um, uh, let's see, I don't remember the year that I shot this. I'm sure I could look it up.
Hmm.
Um, but I was a member of the Midlands Astronomy Club here in Columbia.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, there was an astronaut that came to speak with us and for visitors um, over at USC. And in talking to him, I'm like, well, which flights were you on, that kind of thing. And he mentioned which mission it was. And I looked it up, and it was this one.
Oh, nice.
So, um, years before I met the guy here in Columbia, I had photographed him in this rocket launch.
Right.
Obviously, um, and showed him the picture, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And it was very small world.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I'm sure he loved seeing that.
yeah,
They don't. They see it from a different perspective, so I'm sure they like seeing it from ground level.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is cool.
Uh, so this is a school of a fish that's called a look down, and this was shot off the coast of Vero Beach, and I'd gone out snorkeling. Um, don't always have to have scuba tanks and be at 60 or 80 feet to photograph stuff down there. Uh, I would get off work sometimes in the afternoon and just grab a camera and go swimming out in the ocean. And occasionally you'd see stuff like this. Um, Looks like one of the fish has been in a fight. Not the one dead center, but just to the right
Hmm.
has a big hole in his stomach.
Wild.
Yeah, you would actually see that, strangely enough, a lot down there. A fish that had been, yeah, he has fishing hooks hanging from his mouth,
Uh huh.
or been hit by a spear fisherman
Okay.
but survived.
Yeah.
But I really like the tonal range,
Hmm. So this is
and
natural tone. This is what it looked like.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, I converted it to black and white,
Okay,
but
it's black and white.
yeah, yeah,
That makes more sense. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, it's very cool.
yeah. Um, yeah, it was, swimming into stuff like this was something that it just never got old for me.
Yeah, for sure. You got a wall of fish. That's awesome. Oh, this is cool. Are you lighting up this reef here?
Yes, this is on a place called Tenneco Tower, which is uh, a sunk oil platform, I believe, down off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. And Had a good, I had a great friend of mine, and she was my scuba instructor for years, and it was great because wherever she would go to work, I could usually hop on a boat
Right.
for free. Which, if
That's
you're a
awesome.
scuba diver, that's great. It's the best friend to have.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I got to explore a lot of these places like Tenneco Tower here, and it was always fun to not just photograph what you're diving on, like the reef here with the different corals and stuff,
Hmm.
but try to incorporate, these silhouettes of divers.
Yeah. It makes it a lot more interesting if you've got a human or an animal somewhere in the photo.
Right, right. Have some layers to it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was.
That's beautiful.
I, yeah, there's not a whole lot of that in Lake Murray.
No. All right. What do we have here?
Another shot from the political world.
Hmm. The famous red tie.
Yeah, the famous red tie. The You don't even have to see the whole face to know who it is.
Hmm.
Like the mouth says it all.
It does.
And it was just one of those detail shots that
Yeah.
I thought just screamed who it is.
Hmm. I love the lighting. You got the rim lighting coming from the right and the more
Right,
flattering lighting on the front of the face and everything.
right.
It's very
I was
cool.
also one thing I was trying to do is you go on these uh, campaign stops, and it's somebody at a podium, and
Hmm.
it's always just a random shot of somebody at a podium.
Yep. That gets
Um,
old.
yeah, so you try to find like little details or different ways to photograph it,
Hmm.
and um, if you're with some of the credentialed media, sometimes you have buffer access, which puts you, right in front of the stage.
Hmm.
So you don't have to use those super long lenses from
Yeah.
the back of the room. Um, this was one of those instances where I did bring my 300 up with me, which would normally be way overkill.
Hmm.
Um,
But it
the
allows
time,
you a detailed shot like this.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's you look like you're way over lensed.
Hmm.
You normally don't want to be 10 feet away with a 300 millimeter, um,
Right.
but sometimes it works.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Looks like we have a funeral procession.
Yeah, this was from earlier this year. This is from January down in Plains, Georgia.
Gotcha.
Uh, this is the hearse carrying Jimmy Carter, uh, carrying him on a slow procession down the street from the church to his gravesite.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, Shot very late in the evening,
Hmm.
uh, and well after it was way after sunset. Like they were
Yeah.
running very behind schedule.
That's what I was. That was my next question. How long had you been there staking it out, and when did you realize you were going to be shooting it in the pitch dark?
Um, I got there to scope out the location the day before because the hearse carrying Carter came in the day before,
Hmm.
and so there were some people lining the street that day to kind of welcome it in. And I want to say I got into planes around 7:30 in the morning
Hmm.
the next morning, um, and was there all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. Uh, we were talking with some of the law enforcement people to see if they had heard, like about when it was going to be, and it just seemed
Hmm.
like it kept getting delayed and delayed
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Um, and because he was supposed to be uh, put in the ground before sunset, um, for for whatever reason, for
Hmm. Yep.
and So yeah, everybody started kind of panicking a little bit once it's like
Hmm.
there's no street lights on this street.
Yeah. Well, at least they're moving slow. The people are walking next to them, so at least the car is moving slow. That would have been really really bad if it was just flying by.
Yeah, yeah, it was, and it was a very quiet and somber thing, but they were moving slow enough that we had several chances. We could photograph it and then kind of run ahead
Ah, okay.
40, 50 yards,
That does help.
trying to do something else.
Yeah. Get your cardio in.
Yeah, yeah, got all my steps in that day.
It's a powerful image.
But I'd really like just the
Sorry.
light. I really just like the light on the front gentleman there who's walking next to the hearse, kind of
Hmm.
like how he's kind of lit up in the front and he's kind of sharp,
Yeah.
um, with the foot just about to touch down on the
Hmm.
ground. And
Yeah.
the rest of the background is obviously blur from the pan.
And you've got just enough motion and thanks to the pan to give it that sense of movement forward. Do you remember what shutter speed you were using?
Um, I don't know
That's
off
right.
the
Yeah.
top of it.
And I'm sure you took it took you a lot of attempts to get the pan just right.
Yeah, yeah, most of them were not successful.
Yeah.
It, Panning is definitely an art, and unless you do it a lot, um, it's tough to get one that's sharp.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm still trying to figure that balance out.
Yeah. What do you do to handle creative burnout?
Um, I try and that's a great question. Um, because I suffer from that a lot. Like
Hmm.
anything that you photograph a lot of, it can just get monotonous.
Yeah.
And so, one of the questions you hear asked is, what do you enjoy photographing? And
Hmm.
kind of my go-to with that is whatever I haven't shot in a while,
Yeah.
uh, just to try and keep things fresh. Like
Hmm.
by the end of football season, you don't want to photograph any more football.
Right.
By the end of baseball season, or by the middle of baseball season,
Especially when they're terrible.
yeah, you're just like, oh, this is not fun
Right.
anymore. So keeping keeping things kind of on a rotation, so
Hmm.
you're not doing the same thing every day,
Yeah.
um, is kind of what I try and do to keep from getting burned out.
Hmm.
Um, Occasionally, I'll have to take a camera. Like I'll go for a hike, and I'm like, I don't want to take a camera,
Hmm. Right.
and
I lug it
I'll
around all day.
yeah, but I'll make myself do it,
Hmm.
because if I don't, I'll end up seeing that nice shaft of light coming through the tree,
Right.
and I'm like, wish I brought my camera.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to keep it mixed up and photograph something new. Um,
You've got 200 images to edit. What's your go-to editing music to get you through it?
ooh, um, I don't know. Like it, I have a fairly eclectic uh, taste in music, but
Hmm.
it could be a podcast. It could be Alice in Chains. I don't know.
Heck yeah.
Um,
Dirt is one of the greatest albums of all time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm probably not going nutshell because it's a little too.
Too mellow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to.
Yep. 90s grunge. Love it
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. I cut my teeth on it. That was
for
the
sure.
greatest.
Um, how do you use AI in your workflow,
Um, how do I use AI?
if at all?
Um, Editorial, I don't.
Hmm.
Um,
How about
for
in post production?
um, if if I'm doing a corporate event with a bunch of speaker shots and poorly lit rooms and that kind of thing, the noise reduction in the AI noise reduction in Photoshop Lightroom
Hmm.
um, is a game changer.
Big time.
Um, you can pretty much shoot as high as you want to go on your ISO and still get usable images. They'll they'll oftentimes look like garbage when you import them,
Hmm.
but um, it's amazing what it can do.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Last question. If you had never discovered photography, what would you be doing for a living?
Oh my gosh! Wow. I don't know. I've been doing it for so long that is hard to.
Right.
I mean, when I first started this doing photography, it was my junior year of high school, and I was taking photography in high school, and it wasn't like it was a legit photo course. It was hand processing, black and white and hand printing, and we were hand processing E6.
Yeah.
We were
I
we were
remember those
doing
days.
like junior year of high school hand processing Chrome
Mm.
um uh was very cool. But I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this.
Probably modeling.
Yeah, yeah, I have really nice hands. Be modeling isotoner gloves.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Well, on that note, I really appreciate your time. I've taken up a lot of your time. I appreciate it, and thank you so much for being on the premiere episode of Underexposed.
thanks for having me, Jeff. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
South Carolina, underexposed. We came to interview the camera holders. Got flashed to get past the quotas. Doing all we can, all for the exposure. Sipping off of Folgers.